Today on iPon 70, Melozio Decaffeinato for the Vertuo line. Let's get started. Hello and welcome back to another coffee tasting video. I'm your host Sterling Miller. If it's your first time here, we review the Vertuo and the original line of Nespresso. If that interests you, you have found the right channel. For my returning Podhead family, any and all announcements will be at the end, but without further ado, let's get to today's star attraction, Melozio, and it's the Decaffeinato version. So let's take a look at what they have to say. All right, Melozio, the decaf. Let's take a look at the aromatic profile. Melozio Decaffeinato delights twice. It's Latin American Arabicas, still sing with smooth cereal and honeyed sweetness even after decaffeination. Wow, so it's supposed to hold up. We'll see. We're gonna put it head to head against the regular Melozio. Roastiness 3, acidity 1, bitterness 2, body 3, intensity 6 out of 11, so that is identical to its caffeinated counterparts, and it is a standard mug size of 7.77 ounces. Let's take a look at the pod. Oh. I had to grab the original Melozio just because I wanted to see what the difference is. There's not a whole lot of difference in the color. This one's a little bit darker, so here's your pod. All right, so there's your pod. Got kind of that classic kind of a copper goldish look. Nice red ring around it so you know it is decaffeinated. It is labeled on the bottom. Smooth cereal and honeyed sweetness. Melozio Decaffeinato. Let's go brew a cup. For round one, we're just gonna taste the coffee. We're gonna brew the Melozio, and right alongside of it, I'm gonna brew the original one. So we'll have the decaf and the original just to compare the taste. So let's get that going. All right, we got both coffees done. So we got the regular Melozio and the decaf. Color-wise, yeah, they list both of these at level 6. Pretty close, maybe a 5. Okay. There's a slight subtle difference in the smells. This one actually smells a tad bit sweeter than the original one, so let's go give them a taste. All right, for the first taste, we'll go with the decaf. Wow. That's got a remarkably smooth flavor and a very nice finish on it for being a decaf. It's got a lot of sweetness. Let me try the regular for the comparison. Boy, they're close. They are both very, very close. This one, I believe, okay, so the original has a slight bit more bitter on the initial bite when you drink it. And yeah, so this one's got a little bit more of an acid, I would say, bite to it when you initially drink it. This one has a much smoother initial flavor, and it's a lot sweeter. So it seems like they've kind of taken some of the great characteristics of Melozio and almost refined them a little bit. I really, really like how sweet and smooth and the texture of it. Yeah, there's no acidity to speak of. Tiny bit of bitter. But overall, just a nice, smooth, velvety cup of coffee. That's pretty good. Again, thinking like your decafs are going to be your mid-afternoons or your evening coffees, things like that. Probably not a morning coffee to wake you up as it's missing the caffeine. I guess you could use it that way, but I still think it warrants, I think it warrants going a second round and adding milk into it. So let's go round two. Let's go brew another cup. All right, so for round two, I'm gonna do 4 ounces of milk, whole milk, or 118 milliliters. And then I'm going to accentuate that sweetness just a little bit because it had the honey sweetness to it. So I'm thinking vanilla is gonna go wonderful with it. So I'm just gonna add in 2 full pumps of vanilla. We're gonna put it into the carafe and we're gonna set it on medium froth and let that go. All right, our milk is done, so I'm gonna add that in first. See what we get for, it doesn't look too bad. I think I'll scrape this out though, because there's a lot of foam in there. Okay, now that we got this, we're gonna brew our coffee right into it. I never get tired of that. It just looks so cool. It's almost like it's like a waterbed or the ocean. It's like, whoop, whoop, whoop. That's awesome. Let's go give it a taste. Round two, let's give it a taste. That worked very, very nice. That little bit of vanilla. Yeah, it's almost got this light, sugary honey taste, and then like just a subtle layer of vanilla. The coffee portion or that little bit of bitter that was in there, all but gone. The milk has masked that, although I think the milk may have needed to be on the highest texture setting or the highest froth setting, because it does seem like the coffee isn't quite as smooth, not quite as velvety as it was when it was just by itself. Yeah, that is really, really good that way. That kind of gives me an idea for, I think we're gonna do a third round, and yeah, let's go round three. This one turned out well enough that I think the direction I want to head, yeah, let's go round three. Let's go brew another cup. All right, so for round three, after tasting that coffee, and my niece is here visiting, and you'll notice my table's missing the drink. She liked it so much, she stole the entire concoction. So that says something. We are gonna go a totally different direction. 3 ounces of eggnog. So we got 3 ounces of eggnog, or 89 milliliters. I'm gonna add into that a couple of shakes of cinnamon, about that much. Adding into that a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Adding into that, I'm using a spiced rum. You can use whatever you choose. I'm just using this one for it. I'm gonna do a single shot. And then I'm gonna add in 4 pumps of sweetener. Get that all blended together. We're gonna put it into our carafe. Get that one going. I'm gonna use the same setting, just the regular froth, the middle setting. We're gonna get the coffee brewing now. Everything is finished, coffee is done. Our, do we call it a concoction? It's done. Oh, it smells so good. Oh man, as I started to pour it, I got a whiff of the nutmeg and eggnog and cinnamon going by. Woo-hoo! I'm excited. Let's go give it a taste. All right, here we go. Round 3, concoction. Let's give it a taste. A nighttime beverage. You're sitting outside. For my northern members, the ones that have snow on the ground right now, you're sitting around the fire with the family, warming up, having a little drink. Ooh, this would be good. Decaf, that rum is coming through, the cinnamon's coming through, the nutmeg, the eggnog adds a wonderful texture to it, but yet you can still taste the coffee. And that ultimately is the whole thing. You want that whole flavor profile. That is really, really good. Boy, if you made a couple of batches of this and just had it out for people to, that's pretty good. I might not finish this video. Let's take a look at what they have to say. All right, Melozio Decaffeinato. We have $11 a sleeve, $1.10 a pod, smooth and balanced cereal and honey. I don't know that I tasted cereal, but the honey, it's a very, very subtle but pleasant sweet honey that comes through. So where does that leave this one? As far as a coffee, it is delicious. It's good. I kind of wish they would almost reformulate Melozio and just make it a caffeinated one. If they could hit these marks and these notes with Melozio as a regular coffee, I think it would even be better than it already is. This is a great coffee, putting it with milk, doing the eggnog thing for an evening drink. Just wonderful. This is a solid entry, 4 out of 5 pods. Really, really good coffee. Excellent. Glad to see another decaf on the list. That is another outstanding entry. That'll bring us to a close of this week's video. I thank you so much for your time. If you've made it this far into the video, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you're alerted anytime we drop a new video, which is every Friday. For my returning Podhead family, you guys have already made submissions for the Christmas contest. Remember, I need those by December 31st. We will show your short video or still shot. Calgary, Alberta, Canada. We got you there, still shot. Submit it by December 31st. We'll show them here. The user base will vote. If you are the winner, $100 Nespresso gift card. I can't wait to see what we get. Looking forward to that. For my wonderful patrons, you see them scrolling here on the side. This channel truly would not exist without you guys, and I know I say it every single week, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You guys truly make what we do possible, and it's becoming more and more and more evident as the year goes on that you guys are more and more valuable every single day. And I can't thank you enough for what you do. If you would like to be a patron, join us over at patreon.com/IPON70, and you too can receive the videos a few days early and commercial free. Also receive a discount on the Podhead merchandise. We have hoodies and t-shirts and mugs over there, and you can get a discount on those. Until next Friday, and a very Merry Christmas to all. Have a great rest of your day.